The floor is yours, Ms. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President, colleagues. We are going to actually, let's start with a video clip really quickly. Oh, you're doing a video? That's so cute. Did you edit it?
We are here at the United Nations being celebrated in 144 countries around the world and 22 universities.
You know, I think in most cultures today, women are up against many male-dominated cultures, right? And so, you know, breaking through that ceiling, breaking through that barrier, we've certainly had it here in the U.S. You still have it in other countries, and you know, while we've made strides, you know, we're still fighting the fight.
I believe that women are better business people than men. So how would that be with these young women who have education?
When women entrepreneurs take risks and succeed, societies change for the better. It becomes easier to accept the idea of a woman as the family's breadwinner, the head of a household, a community leader, or a head of state.
We need women to have more access to capital. We need women to have better leadership opportunities, and we need women to become entrepreneurs, because if they become entrepreneurs, the whole world is going to change.
Nowadays, people should not depend on employment because it's not there. So women creating their own entrepreneurship and employment is a very important thing, and that's dear to me.
You've got Turtle Day. You've got Bubble Bath Day. These are real days in the world. So I thought, you know what, let's do Women's Entrepreneurship Day. Let's bring awareness to the fact that we need to empower, celebrate, and support women.
Women, more than any other human being, work so hard for their dreams that if you want to invest in the future of the world, you have to invest in women.
What an incredible introduction to talk and celebrate, to open us up as to why we're all here today. Women are a driving force in our city's growth and prosperity, and it is essential that we continue to promote their businesses and expand access to resources and capital. You know, I'm so proud that I had the opportunity to serve as a commissioner on the Board of Public Works under the leadership of Mayor Garcetti, because it was in that role that I recognized an incredible and unique opportunity we have here in the city of Los Angeles, and that we are an incredible economic engine. But making sure that we create that access and opportunity for more women businesses is part of our mandate, to make sure that we have contracting and open up our doors to the diversity that exists in the city, and that we should have contracting that is reflective of the city of Los Angeles's diversity. I am so proud today that in the United States, 38% of new businesses are founded by women, that women account for 85% of consumer purchases and control $20 trillion in global spending. Women are the world's most responsible borrowers, in that they pay back microloans worldwide today at a rate of 97%. I would say we're a really great list. Los Angeles has one of the most dynamic economies in the United States, and it's fitting that we declare November 19th Women's Entrepreneurship Day in the city of Los Angeles. And today's presentation is in partnership with Mayor Eric Garcetti, a gentleman who is no stranger to helping to open up opportunities for more women in this city. I want to thank the ladies that are here joining me this morning that have made it their mission to help open the doors and help shed a light on our opportunity to be more supportive of women entrepreneurship in the city of Los Angeles and around the world. And so at this time, I'd like to invite Mayor Eric Garcetti for his remarks.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Councilmember Rodriguez, for your leadership. And you've done this long before you had the honorable before your name. It's something that I know is a core belief of yours and of this council. This has been a place where Los Angeles has set the bar even as we recognize how far we still have to go to reach even higher. In fact, the first time I ever came to City Council and City Hall in any kind of public citizen capacity was to testify here on a task force called the Task Force to Implement CEDAW, the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. So my first kind of political, getting my feet wet in this building was around the idea of gender equity. And I want to thank you, Council President Wesson, all my friends on the City Council for welcoming me back here today. And with all the entrepreneurs who are behind me, who make this such a strong city and such a vibrant world, I think that we feel today that even more urgently than we did just a couple months ago. But when I became mayor, I tried to bring together with our city's First Lady, my wife, Amy Elaine Wakeland, a lens on gender, to not just have it be a segregated part of our city operations, but a value across the board for all 37 departments that we have here. We had an executive directive that I put out on gender equity requiring every single department to come together to share best practices, to measure things, and to look at it. And it's something that we do with my own office. And so if you'll indulge me for a second, I just want to say what the statistics are, because I think if we don't own up to our own statistics and change them, we can't demand that of others. In the mayor's office, and through the powers that I've had, 8 of the 15 general managers that I've appointed have been women, a majority. 3 of my 6 deputy mayors are women, 50%. 49% of my senior staff, and 100% of my chiefs of staff. We looked at the wage gap in the mayor's office, and we're not completely closed, but we're about as close as any office we could find at this level of government was 98 cents to the dollar for women and men in the office, 2 more cents to go. With your help, more than 50% of our city commissioners are women for the first time in our history. It's fluctuating between about 52 and 58% on any given month. And then we looked at things like, through the help with Mount St. Mary's, what are we doing with the contracts that come through City Council and that come to my desk? In fact, we wanted to look at expanding opportunities for women-owned businesses, and we saw that when I became mayor, only $11.5 million of everything we procure was going through a WME, a women-owned enterprise. Today, just 4 years later, we've improved that to $43.3 million. If government, which is supposed to go slow, and which has bureaucracy and is, at least from the private sector, always seen as kind of the slower laggards and things can go that quickly. Imagine what we can do in the private sector. Imagine what we can do in Hollywood in the midst of the Weinstein controversy that's going on, where you look in Hollywood and the top 100 most powerful women in Hollywood all report to a man. So we wonder why there's things like sexual harassment and assault going on in that industry. But it's not just in industries where there's a spotlight. As we've shown here, working with our friends at SEIU, we saw that in our own high-rises, women who clean, the janitors, some of them undocumented, are the victims of sexual assault and sexual harassment as well. So the work that we are doing here today is to make sure that we spread the idea of gender equity across everything that we do. And the way that we're looking at it today is highlighting the creative entrepreneurs so often that are women in this city. The goal in October, we launched, as many of you know, LA Original, which is highlighting products made in Los Angeles, led by Los Angeles companies. We created a logo, a promotional campaign. You can see it from our bus benches all the way to the airport. And 26 local companies and retailers, half of which are women-led, are making their products available with LA content in them. Electric bikes, furnitures, t-shirts, handbags. In fact, at Getty House, we just had a coming together where people could buy their holiday gifts, supporting groups like the Downtown Women's Center, which works with formerly homeless women to become makers. And we sold over $30,000 of Christmas and holiday gifts that will benefit some sort of social enterprise. And it's not too late. You can go to the Westfield Mall where there's the pop-up of LA Original, or go to laoriginal.com. Even as you sit at your seats, not that I'd ever encourage you not to pay attention to 100% of what's going on in the council meetings, but if you haven't shopped, go to laoriginal.com. And so this global movement of Women's Entrepreneurship Day is about empowering women and girls to become active participants in the economy, to build a network of women leaders. I'm so proud to be mayor of this city. I'm so proud that Angelina was leading the Small Business Administration, Maria Contreras-Sweet, just recently, and we won a competition with 300 cities around the nation. to get startups started in a day. And now what we have done in our portal for our city's business site allows businesses to get started in a day, and we're sharing that with entrepreneurs around the country, and that was led by a woman as well. It's a global movement that's celebrated, as was mentioned, in 144 countries and 110 universities. So let me introduce the woman who is behind this great movement, the CEO and founder of Women's Entrepreneurship Day, the one, the only Wendy Diamond. Please welcome her with a Los Angeles welcome to this angel in the City of Angels. Wendy.
Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having, and we're so honored, and thank you again. This movement was created originally because I ended up in Honduras on vacation, not realizing it was the murder capital of the world. And when I went to the murder capital of the world, I ended up in the jungle at this hotel, not realizing that I wasn't allowed to leave this hotel. So after 3 days of watching birds, with all these people that were willing to risk their lives to watch birds, and they were bird watchers, the manager of the hotel said, "You would love to go meet this woman that runs an organization that gives microloans to poor women. And it's safe, 2-hour drive, just have a fun time. She's really amazing." That journey changed my entire life by saying yes and open to the opportunity to take this, enlightened my whole mind towards women's entrepreneurship. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. I've never worked for anyone. No one would hire me. And my career is, I'm a social entrepreneur. I created a company called Animal Fair when I realized there were 12 million animals euthanized a year. I brought celebrities in pop culture to the animal rescue world, 10 books, 5 TV shows, 3 Guinness World Records. After going to this community in Honduras, I was supposed to spend a couple hours. I spent 3 days with these women that lived on 50 cents a day, not even $1 a day. And I realized, wow, what a $100 microloan can do to change a family. This $100 microloan, these women literally were able to open up their own businesses, and they would educate their children and provide for their families. I came back to New York and I said, wow, I can take what I did in the animal world by simplifying the message on adoption and bring it to the women's world, to show the world why we need to educate the world on why it's so important to empower women in business. Because women, when they earn money, 90% of that money goes to educate their children and provide for their families, which uplifts the entire community. And, as Councilwoman said, women are paying back these loans at a 97% rate. So I went around the world and I found the most incredible people I knew. And we're talking, just this couple months ago, the Prime Minister of Lebanon proclaimed our day. Congresswoman Grace Meng recognized our movement in Congress this year. The President of Mexico State proclaimed our day, and New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo. So we are so honored that Mayor Garcetti and Councilwoman Rodriguez has taken on our movement, recognizing the importance that if you empower women in business, you truly can alleviate poverty in this world and make this world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. And I'd like to invite Jane Werwin for some remarks. Oh, there you go.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor Garcetti. Thank you, Councilmember Rodriguez. It's a great honor to be here. And I know, as the mayor indicated earlier, that this is the moment to empower women entrepreneurs. There has never been a more significant time to step forward and say we support all of our entrepreneurs, but with a special lens on women, minorities, and immigrants. I am an immigrant. I emigrated here in 1983 to Los Angeles with my partner Raymond. I didn't realize there was a 10.4% unemployment rate at that time, but it was a good thing because it pushed us to start our own business. We bootstrapped up our business on $14,000 of self-funding. We never gave away equity. We never took any outside funding. No one would have given it to us anyway. And we were pursuing the American dream. We came here with a suitcase each. It became a California dream. It was an LA dream. Ours is an LA story. We started our skincare company, Dermalogica, here. We still make every single product in Southern California. We export to 106 countries. And through our own initiative, Financial Independence Through Entrepreneurship, we've helped empower over 100,000 women around the world to start and scale their own business. But now we want to bring it home to Los Angeles. We want to make sure that Los Angeles women entrepreneurs lead the way globally. We're stepping forward with a grant in partnership with the Mayor's Office and with the Opportunity Fund to help fund women entrepreneurs. The Whirlwind Foundation will be providing major grants to women entrepreneurs. We're looking forward to scaling that. And I put a challenge out. It's the Women Entrepreneurs Challenge. We want to hear from women entrepreneurs in Los Angeles to apply, step forward. We want to hear your story. We want to help you. And I also throw a challenge out to Los Angeles businesses. If you have had your start here in our city, and this city has been as good to you as it has been to us, and the women in the salon industry, 64% of all salons are owned by women. We want you to step forward, and we want you to match funding. We want you to step up, promote women entrepreneurs, and join together in a coalition that will be moving forward next year and making sure that Los Angeles leads the way for women entrepreneurs. The Whirlwind Foundation is excited to support the Mayor's initiative. We're very grateful for the support of the entire council and Councilmember Rodriguez, and we're looking forward to making it an incredible opportunity for women in the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. And we have a number of certificates and recognitions to do, and we will make sure that we acknowledge all of these individuals for their contributions in the city of Los Angeles. We have 6 honorees today that we want to recognize. Shannon Delamore, who's the co-founder of Glam Glow. Great product. Mickey Reynolds, the executive director of Grid 110. Jane Whirlwind, co-founder of Dermalogica and the Whirlwind Foundation. Fabiola Jacques Diaz, founder of California Testing and Inspections. And Fabiola, I'm going to make special note, Fabiola was one of the first graduates of our Small Business Academy, and as a result is a successful contractee with the City of Los Angeles. Lucy Lynn, founder of Absolute Security 9. And Raquel Orachena, founder of Orachena Construction Services. And with that, we have a proclamation acknowledging Women's Entrepreneurship Day. And if it's any one single message, it's that you invest in women, and we deliver and we elevate communities, not just in Los Angeles, but around the world. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you.
We'll go pictures in the back. You want to do one here first? Okay. All right. Thank you. Awesome. Come on, we'll go in the back.
Let's give them one more round of applause. Thank you all.